Good morning. Let me tell you about a very good Monday. So I got to work to find out that the weekend crew had gone in and sort of crushed it. And here's Mr. Bub here just getting ready to lay down. He loves laying there for some reason. I don't know why. What's up, bud? Yeah. Anyway, I got to work to find that we were close to being caught up. We did get behind again. It was just kind of one of those things. But anyway, my Dungeon Crawl Classics bundle that I purchased on Goodman Games, their website, had arrived. And let me tell you, if you follow me on Twitter, you know, or if you play Dungeon Crawl Classics, you know that is one chunky boy of a book. It's like about 500 pages. It's a big one. That box was heavy, yo. Let me tell you. Anyway. Lots of really good stuff in there. I do recommend, it's called the First Time Fan Kit. It's really, really nice. So, kudos to Goodman Games. You know, it's a very, you're going to have to wait several days for it. You know, I think their shipping department is backed up a little. But anyway. I'd been kind of watching some YouTube, you know, just kind of getting to look at things. And oh, by the way, if you have a Roku device or something like that, you can actually download Odyssey. It's kind of a third-party channel, and yeah, you can watch my videos there as well if you don't want to watch them on YouTube with a bunch of ads. And Odyssey finally managed to get rid of the buffering, so there you go. Anyway, I was watching a little YouTube and remembered very suddenly, hey, it's Monday night. What happens every Monday night for me? The Basic Experts Natural Ones stream. And after a day of kind of some weirdness on Twitter, which I largely kind of just took a step back from, I decided, yeah, I'm going to tune in. I'm going to watch this again. I love watching it because the conversations there are very lively and very interesting, very, very spirited, and I rather enjoy it. So I was like, yeah, let's do something I'd enjoy. And I actually got invited to go on. So you can check out the replay. Link is in the description below. I made sure to put that in last night. I spread it over YouTube, BitChute, CloudHub. Oh, not BitChute. I made sure to spread it over Twitter, MeWe, CloudHub, Minds, all my social media. So that was kind of late last night, though. So if you still want to catch it, it's a couple of hours. It's a couple of hours. I come in a little later, so you first get to listen to John and Victor talking, and then I come in later. And if I sound a little more laid back than usual, it's because, yeah, it was kind of after a long day, and I didn't have to be so serious. And the atmosphere there was very relaxed, and, you know, I thank John for that. By the way, you can also check out John Torres's book, and that's The Basic Expert, by the way. John Torres's PDF, Cowpunchers on Drive-Thru RPG. That is a Western RPG, if you're into that kind of thing. And the print version is up on Lulu. I'm going to be grabbing a copy of that pretty soon. It's not a long read, not at all. Anyway, just a good time with good people, having a great time. Anyway, so you know what day it is. It is Straight Tarot Tuesday. We have the Tarot of the Divine here, because at some point I'm going to talk folklore. I'm going to talk about fairy tales. And I think tabletop RPGs are a gateway to that folklore. I think they preserve that folklore, and they do so very well if they're written correctly. And since I love fairy tale and folklore, and I thought about it last night, this was the deck to use. Let's see where those portals take us, shall we? Starting with you, we have a Seven of Wands in reverse. So we're not looking, doesn't look like we're all that defensive. And that's one of the things I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Seven of Wands in Rider-Waite refers to sort of a defensive stance. You're trying to protect what is yours. But that isn't what we're looking at today. When it's upright, it is. This is in reverse. So, are we feeling a little overwhelmed? We're feeling like maybe we should just kind of give up. Maybe we're a little timid. Today, rather than standing up and fighting for a belief, why are we feeling like, wow, we need to back down? Well, let's have a look at the rest of these cards, because we've still got mind, body, and spirit to consider. So we can begin with a question: why are we feeling that way? Why are we kind of feeling a little, run down? Why are we feeling a little overwhelmed? I think I know why. We've had pretty weird. We've had it pretty weird last week or so. Okay, so we've got the Fool. Let's start with the Fool right here in the mind. There's always that sense of new adventure, right? Well, let me ask you something. How many times does something have to be new before you're like, oh my goodness? Let me tell you something. When I first got into the game Magic the Gathering, I think it had been out a couple of years, and there were all these cards just on display in places like Roland's Comics in the mall. That was where I used to live. And let me tell you, I'd go into friendly local gaming stores, comic shops, and every place that was selling these. They were always selling them in these little booster packs and stuff like that. And I was like, I really don't even know where to start. And thankfully, it was Roland at Roland's Comics in the mall who actually got me started. And he explained, you start here, you do this, and then here's how you play. I think that's what we kind of need to look at. We're looking at something new, we're a little overwhelmed, we're like, whoa, what do we do? When you're looking at a new game, for example, and that rule book is like Dungeon Crawl Classics, and it's like, I'm not kidding you, ladies and gentlemen, that book is probably about as thick as this deck, if not a little bigger, and it's heavy. Someone would see that. I can totally understand where they would be a little put off. They'd be like, whoa, that's a lot to have to remember. Well, that's why there's a book. You don't have to remember. You just start at the beginning and little by little work your way forward. We also have a King of Swords. So, this is where that comes into play. We're going to parlay from, whoa, that's new, oh my gosh, that's intimidating, to let's just start somewhere. Calm your mind. Calm your mind. Relax. Breathe. You're going to be okay. Then begin. Don't worry about the rest. Artists, a lot of artists, myself included, when we tend to draw, we start drawing things, and we've got, well, you draw this little stick figure, then you kind of draw this around it, you work on this little stuff, you work on that little stuff, then you add in this detail. We want to plan for the details, and then we get overwhelmed and we just give up and we walk away, we put the pencil down, right? And some people, they're like, oh, here's this little be a stick figure, and within a couple hours they've got a fully formed, human or humanoid on a very basic, very nice scene. And it has depth, and it has detail, and it has color. And how do you do that? Well, they trust the process, don't they? But the thing is, we have the Hierophant in reverse. Now this is a card that speaks a lot to sort of that spiritual authority. And when we have it in reverse, and I am going to look it up, not even going to lie, because I want to see that reverse meaning here. Here we are. So, oh, okay, it's not about authority. This is about bucking trends. But we're also feeling a little vulnerable. We're feeling a little adrift, you know. Some of us are just practicing blind faith. I don't necessarily see anything wrong with that. Sometimes you need to wander a little bit. Your mind kind of needs this, because you need to learn how to control it. If you're adrift on a raft, you know, a good sized stick or something you can use as an oar will actually begin to guide your raft, rather than letting it just kind of drift off to wherever. So let's look at the physical. What in the tangible world can we do right now? I'm just going to turn all three of them over. Okay, so we're going to start with a Three of Swords in reverse. So this heartbreak card, getting away from that which is hurting you and killing you and just tearing you apart, that is essential. And this is where you're starting. You move into the Six of Cups, which is a little more kindness and generosity. I know this can be very hard for some of us to move, you know, especially if you're kind of like me and you go a little Conan the Barbarian. You know, forgiveness does not come very easily. But it's sometimes you don't even have, you can forgive that person. It doesn't make the action right. It just means you're done with it. You're over it. You've moved past it. What that means now is, when you find someone who appreciates what it is you do, you give that person more of it. Stop throwing your energy, stop throwing your effort, stop throwing away everything you do for someone who does not appreciate it. Do you see what I'm saying? For instance, if you wrote a book, and I have a hang-up, like personally, I have a hang-up about that one part. That one part is it's vile. I can't stand it. Whatever possessed this person to write this book? And I just constantly cap on it. Okay, well, obviously I didn't appreciate that work, but someone else is like, you know what? This work was a work of genius. Let me tell you why. And they can list all the things that they appreciate about that book, and they're like, this is one that's going to stay on my shelf. This is one that's going to stay in my audiobook collection. This is going to be a mainstay on my e-reader or my tablet. There's your target audience. That's who you go for. You understand? You try to do it for everybody, but you're going to find that target audience in there, and you appeal to that target audience, that passionate core following, because they will sell your product for you. See what I'm saying? That's why I make these videos. I make these videos for you. I get a few pissed off evangelicals who, they don't like it, they don't appreciate it. They think what I'm doing here for you is evil, and that's fine. It's not for them. I'm not out to make money on this. I'm not out to do anything like that. I'm here to bring you the message you need. Simple as that. And I do it every day. Because for me, it's a great thing. It's a great spiritual practice. I am literally practicing my spirituality every day. How often do you do it? Because we move from this Six of Cups into a Six of Wands in reverse. Sort of a reverse. These reversals are kind of becoming a little themed, aren't they? Seems like that to me. But the Six of Wands in reverse. I think this is a warning. Six of Wands usually means we're in the winner circle. It's time to celebrate. This is a fall from grace. This is a fall from that winner circle. This is kind of a crushing defeat. And it looks to me like a warning that if you don't move, if you stay intimidated, you don't calm your mind, you don't move away from that which is like breaking your heart, if you don't kind of open your heart a little bit, yeah, crushing defeat is on the way in the very real and physical world. So, you know, even I can have the, oh my God, I don't care, you know, or as I like to put it, oh, fuck off. I can have that attitude at times. Today is just not going to be a day for that. Now, let's move into the spiritual, because like I said, spiritually, we practice this all the time. A lot of Wands cards today, and a lot of them in reverse. And look at that, 8 and 9 of Wands starting out. Are we getting our creative fire dimmed? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like we're getting that creative fire just really dimmed. Remember what I said about sacrifices. And let me tell you something. Some people have made very, very deep sacrifices so that you could have certain things. And when you don't appreciate them, they're going to be frustrated. And today it looks like you may be the one experiencing that frustration. But we're kind of getting into our own heads, aren't we? We're kind of letting that ego get to us. But right now, I can tell you one thing. Paranoia is setting in. And it's setting in a big way. I've seen some people that are extremely paranoid. Don't let the paranoia get to you. Because eventually, that's the sign. That's the warning sign right here. Having this line up, I can't tell you how important some of this is. Like, I can't convey it. This is an extremely powerful message, and I'll tell you exactly what I see. Right now, those feelings of overwhelm, you know, that, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? Where do I start? I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. You're going to need to calm down a little bit. You're going to need to just relax, breathe, get away from all the negativity today as much as you can. In fact, if you can't get away from it, be a little forceful about your positivity. Don't let someone else get you down. Don't let someone else dim your light today. Because that's what it looks like. That's what I see in here. I see people that are coming to tell you, you don't get this, you don't get that. Well, guess what? Are you really just going to accept their permission? Because I'm going to tell you right now, these cards lining up, that's a super bad sign. The good signs, though, your focus for today should absolutely be your King of Swords. It should absolutely be your Six of Cups. It should absolutely be your Fool. You should be able to take on those new situations, those new journeys, with a very calm mind and a very open heart today. Get away from all that stuff that's killing you. Because if you don't, that fall from grace could be really, really painful. So pay attention. Yeah, I really don't have anything else. I was just going to kind of let that sit in for a minute. But I thank you for joining me. By the way, I know this was an extremely serious message today, but if you want to hear me be a little less serious, go down below. Check out that live stream. You know, have it on in the background. I think you'll find it was a lot of fun, and I would do it again and again and again and again, because hanging out on those live streams is, well, to me it's kind of relaxing. So I hope to see you there one day. I hope to see you on that Gilded server. I'd like to talk with you. I'd also like to see you on Telegram and anywhere I hang out. Link trees down below. You can just click on that one link and it'll take you to all the links there. If you would like a reading for yourself or someone else, my Drive-Thru RPG wishlist is there. My Amazon wishlist is there. And if you get me a deck, I'll use that deck in your reading. Not that I really have any more room for them, but even if it's a spare of one I already have, I'll still use that deck. No kidding. And you can do it for yourself or someone else. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. I really do. And I don't know if I tell you that enough. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. At every opportunity. And as always, my friends, family, neighbors, and tribe, shine on.